Hi, I'm Heather Montemorano, licensed creative arts therapist. So, here are four signs that your phone scrolling may indicate signs of addiction that you may want to speak to a therapist about. Number one, lack of control. You may feel powerless over the behaviors that you're doing. Number two, noticing that it's impacting your relationships or responsibilities. Number three, if you're feeling like it's consuming your inner world. Number four, if it's feeling like your go to coping strategy or way to avoid difficult thoughts and feelings. A couple of underlying things that can drive screen addiction. The first one is low self-esteem and seeking validation. If you post something and you allowed that vulnerability to leave your body and it's out there in the ether and you kind of want to feel the love back for it, those hearts or those comments, they can mean something for sure and they can keep us connected. So it works to some level. But in terms of a deeper interpersonal connection, it might not make the cut. It might not be quite as meaningful as catching up in other ways with people. If those hearts or those comments don't roll in, it might leave you feeling a little bit empty inside, like it's not like filling something up, but that's not what sustains good relationships. That's not what sustains our self esteem. When we do something that is a behavior that keeps us wanting, that is usually indicative of an addiction in some way. Sometimes there's like this underlying trauma of my needs weren't met and I can find solace in this thing, even if it's temporary. Oh, and one question that I like to ask is what's the cost? It's a really good deepening question where it could reframe the situation for you so you could develop a little bit more insight into your own behaviors. So, okay, I'm going to keep scrolling, but what's the cost? What is it giving me? What is it not giving me? When I think of the cost of spending that time late at night in bed on your phone, I think of things like quality of sleep, amount of sleep, other things we could be doing, possibly something to prepare for the next day, that we could have been doing. Maybe just washing a couple of dishes. I say to clients all the time, a tonight problem could not be a tomorrow problem, but we have to take action. We have to do the thing, right? And so if we're getting sucked into the void, congratulations, it's a tomorrow problem. We handle that with care because there can be a lot of underlying like reasons for why we have to be sensitive about that. But at the very least, I think just kind of looking at what am I losing due to this habit can be awakening. So, why may we be so susceptible to phone scrolling late at night? For starters, we're finally unbound by the pressures and the stressors and the sort of gains keeping us in the rhythm of our day. We don't have anybody watching over our shoulder. We feel that sense of freedom and that sense of autonomy. Like I can finally do whatever I want to do. At the same time, it's a bottomless pit, maybe thinking about something like, okay, maybe I could put a time limit on this, or maybe I could say, I'm just going to do one task or just look at one app for this amount of time and try to put a little bit of structure around it. And that at the very least can give you some sense of containment around it so that you're not just going and going and going. Art therapy can help with screen addiction. The first way is clinical art therapy. So, with clinical art therapy, we can make the unconscious a little bit more conscious by using the creative process to express our thoughts and feelings. And so, by doing that, we are gaining insight into ourselves, our emotions, our patterns, maybe even our traumas. And it can help us gain a certain level of awareness and maybe even a sense of an understanding about ourselves. I have with clients in the past, for example, given a directive of, hey, can you draw your screen addiction if it was a creature? And this helps to sort of embody some of the physical qualities, maybe, right? Is it sharp? Is it creepy? Does it feel like a monster? Or does it feel like this cute little thing, like a Sour Patch Kid or something like that, right? We get to really be creative, maybe even have a little fun with it. But we're doing really great things for our neural networks by visiting this topic creatively, and we're able to weave a new narrative by exploring some of these things. Art therapy can be a way less intimidating or a threatening way of diving deeper into your thoughts and feelings. So everybody's different. The therapist will get to know their client and work with them and meet them where they're at. So, kind of wherever you fall on the artistic spectrum, creative arts therapists are able to meet you and help you gain some insight. Art therapy can help make the unconscious a little bit more conscious because we are using line, shape, and color to express what that inner feeling is. So it gives it some body, it gives it some tactile or observable feeling. If you're using clay, it's literally tactile in your hands. If you're using two-dimensional media, you can still see it. Using any sort of expressive medium gives you something to contain those feelings and something to bring them out in a different way. You don't need to go into the art making necessarily knowing exactly what you're making and why. You can just be in the moment. You get to be embodied with it, just be in your body, feel what it feels like. Am I putting more pressure? Am I kind of going light? Am I trepidatious? Like all of these things are our body's way of communicating what we need to get out. So we save time at the end to verbally process that and connect those dots of like, why did I feel really anxious, when I was like drawing the wings on my creature? It could be anything, but it gives us a chance to not only for your body to kind of express what it needs to, but then also to kind of move to that other, like more cognitive side of processing it as well. So we really get to contain both the thoughts and the feelings. So if you're not working with an art therapist, but you are using art as a tool, that could be considered expressive art or art as therapy. We wouldn't say that that is art therapy, but it's it's probably equally as powerful in being used as an emotion regulation tool or a way to replace certain behaviors. If you feel the urge to go scroll on your phone, what if you kept a notebook right next to your bed or a sketchbook or on your desk or wherever your phone is? Keep that notebook and you can try to grab that. And it might feel really uncomfortable at first. And we'll talk about what tension you feel in your body or what discomfort. But maybe that short term discomfort of not getting the instant gratification of your phone could be worth it, because then by reaching for the art stuff, you get a chance to express yourself, regulate your emotions. You might even reach a flow state that could be really healing. And, it's sort of a way to think of slowly, gently challenging and maybe even replacing certain behaviors. And over time, maybe you're not even thinking about the phone so much. It's going to differ for everybody, but it's worth a shot because nothing changes if nothing changes.